So guess what? Joe Biden, not looking too good. I know. Breaking news. Joe Biden's not looking too good for the election in November. Now, to be fair, I do have some issues with this poll, at least the way it appears. But here you go from CNN. Battleground states. This was taken May 7th to 10th. Trump at 52%, a +7 over Joe Biden at 45. And this was in a bunch of battleground states. Now, looking into the details on this, and somebody on Twitter actually asked me about this, so I looked into the information. The way they conducted this poll, not many people were really polled, and they also lumped all the swing states together. So it was a national poll, but they had a few more people polled in these battleground states, and they used that as a way to look at, overall, how is Biden doing in battleground states versus Trump? So it's a flawed way to look at it. That said, I would not be surprised if this was the actual result, regardless of the actual of how the poll was conducted. Because look, Biden, while he may be looking fine nationally, much like the way Hillary did, so not by much still. Biden's, beating Trump maybe 3 points, 4 points nationally at most. When it comes to national polling, it doesn't really paint the proper picture because it completely ignores the Electoral College. So yes, Biden may still win the popular vote in this polling scenario, but that doesn't mean he's going to win the swing states. Now, I will show you this as well, though. Ryan Struck, I think this is part of the same CNN poll. Voters over 65 years old. So in exit polls in 2016, Clinton lost voters over 65, 52 to 45. And right now in the CNN poll, Biden is winning voters over 65, 57 to 42. Now, this looks pretty good. But again, it's a national poll. So are there going to be more voters in, there's more voters in California and New York. So are they overestimating in terms of how many voters over 65 Biden actually has? Because sure, maybe nationally Biden looks good because he has those older voters in California and New York. But that doesn't mean that's where he needs the votes. He needs the votes in those battleground states. So even if Biden wins, this is the other part of it. Even if Biden wins some of these older voters, if turnout is still low, then Trump's going to win. Biden has to be able to get people out to vote. Democrats win when turnout is high. Republicans win when turnout is low. That's because most people, by and large, actually would lean Democrat if they find that the Democrat on the ticket's actually fighting for their issues. So that 40% that doesn't normally vote, if Biden's able to engage those people with some real policy ideas, some real solutions like Medicare for all, free public college, canceling student debt, whatever it is, then he can engage those people, get them out to vote for him in November. But I don't know why sometimes I don't know why I even talk about that, because he's not going to support those issues. Biden supports what he supports because of the wealthy interests that back him. And nothing will ever change that. If you remember, back in 2016, some people thought, well, if Trump wins and Hillary loses, the Democratic Party will wake up and they'll realize they got to be more progressive. And, if Bernie runs again, he's going to win in a landslide in the primary and be able to go on and defeat Trump. That didn't happen. The Democratic Party is not going to learn because they don't want to learn. The Democratic Party operates the way it is because of the interests that they support, because of those corporate donors, because of the consultants, because of the leadership within the party. So if you want to change the party, you actually have to change the leadership. Pelosi has to go. Schumer has to go. Tom Perez has to go. The entire Democratic leadership has to go. You're not going to change the party by showing them another loss. In this case, say Joe Biden loses. They're not going to all of a sudden wake up and think, okay, next time we got to go really progressive. That's not going to happen. The Democratic Party leadership is going to win either way because they will retain control of the party. Their big fight was Bernie Sanders. They won that fight. Now, if they go up against Trump and they lose, it doesn't matter for them because they still have the power. Of course, they would prefer Biden to win because they want a little more power. But even if Biden loses, leadership stays the same. Consultants stay the same. Corporate donors stay the same. This is why primaries are the most important part of these elections. If you don't have the right candidate out of the primary, then you have a party, Democratic Party, that is not going to represent real voters.